Hey, Captain. There must be another well down here.
Hold on. No grenades, you'll ruin the well.
He's probably pissing it already.
They're used to it.
There he is.
Tell him to come out.
Atla! Atla!
Hurry it up.
بسرعة! بسرعة! Bring him up.
Ask to who belongs this well,
لمين ذا البير؟
and to who belongs this house.
لمين ذا الدار؟ سلاحك. وين سلاحك؟ وين خبيته؟ احكي. ما تحاولش تتشطر. يلا. وين كنتوا رايحين انت وياهن؟ وين كنتوا رايحين؟ من وين مرات الحدود؟ يلا قول لي مين انت؟ ومن وين جاي؟ شو اسمك؟
سليم بكري.
مليح سايم. شايف؟ أنا ميت نفسك جيب نفسك.
What's the matter? Go ahead.
ثورة ثورة حق الله ثورة ثورة حق الله ثورة ثورة حق الله
Hi, Hannah.
Hi.
They've been looking for you 2 or 3 times.
Yes, I know. I'm late.
How does it feel the first time?
Oh, like a court-appointed lawyer. Rather useless. Nothing to say.
It's always like that the first time. Appeal to the clemency of the court.
Very original idea.
Coming from you, it will have a strong effect.
Mm-hmm. He had no weapons. The report is explicit. Quote, no equipment of any kind, unquote. In the well where the defendant hid in his fright, the only thing they found was a dirty old jacket, Your Honor. That hardly seems to me the uniform of a fanatic or a terrorist.
Yes, he was just going around in the dead of night, climbing down the wells to get a breath of his native air.
He was frightened. He was terrified. What would you have done, Mr. District Attorney?
In his shoes?
He wasn't wearing shoes.
Oh. So he was wearing only his shorts?
In any case, he certainly wasn't wearing camouflage fatigues like the other defendants.
Objection, Your Honor.
Is this discussion of the defendant's clothing absolutely necessary?
Yes.
Not as far as I'm concerned. For the defense, perhaps, since it's their only argument.
You may continue, counsel.
Salim Bakri is not a terrorist. He was only trying to come back to what he considers his country. He did this secretly because our laws give him no other possibilities. And since by our laws this is also a crime, he should be punished according to the provisions of Article 521.
721, I believe.
Right. 721 of the military code. Expel him then. But do not condemn him for something he didn't do and had no intention of doing. It is no crime to be by coincidence in the same place where others were preparing or committing illegal acts.
Objection. If the two charges have to be heard separately, then each should be coherent, and it should not be necessary to resort to facile arguments.
But I do have to refer to the main charge.
Naturally. So?
So, I finished.
Shalom.
Shimon!
No, you can keep it. It is yours.
Thank you.
You're free. Good luck.
cold?
Freezing.
Are you sure it's not bad for you?
I'm afraid it's good for me. Unfortunately.
What you need is some hot tea.
Oh, yes. With mint. No sugar.
Mint tea with no sugar, please.
I think it shows less in a bikini.
It would show even if you wore a fur coat.
Is that bad?
In your eyes.
They're swollen, aren't they?
Maternal.
That's a myth. You just get fat. You lose your waistline. The real problem is you. You're beginning to have psychosomatic reactions.
Right. Endless patience.
And dignified abstinence.
Let's say respectful.
It's very boring. Why don't you just admit it? It's a cultural fact. Motherhood inhibits you. Personally, I prefer sex.
Let's be serious.
All right. Let's talk seriously. I don't like my role. I'm not divorced. I'm a semi-engaged, pregnant, single mother. It's far too complicated and very unpopular in this country.
Let's get married.
No.
All right, let's live together.
No.
then.
You know, we agreed that was out from the beginning.
Yes, but there's been a slight change. A little surprise.
Yes, an accident, and it was my fault, and I'm willing to face the consequences. It's the only thing I can do. I'll just give up the idea of being a mother.
And I'll put the law on you. You'll get the usual 9 months.
I wouldn't put it past you. I'll change jurisdiction. I'll go back to Europe where it's legal.
Of course. There are some fine specialists among those Aryans.
We're all Aryans these days. Even the Chinese are Aryans.
Here's your tea.
Except them, of course. Excuse me.
Yes?
Do you have to have a telephone?
Yes, of course.
Do you think I could put through an international call?
Well, I think so. Nobody's ever tried. Would you like to try?
Hey, what's so urgent? Why are you calling?
Europe. Victor. Just to get an objective opinion.
An abandoned husband with an objective opinion?
A friend.
I'm not a friend?
A lover's a friend. But a lover is a lover, too.
All right. But if you call, don't ever call me again.
I think that was the wrong thing to say.
TWA flight 840 from New York and Paris is landing. Thank you.
Arriving or leaving, Mr. District Bunny?
Hello, Ray.
Hello?
Cup of coffee, please.
A drop of milk?
Black.
New York et Paris, atterri. Merci.
The coffee, please.
Thank you.
Mr. District Attorney, do you remember me? Independence Day, we sat next to each other.
Oh.
Are you coming?
No.
Then you're just leaving.
No.
I get it. A little checkup in person. Terrorist?
Jealousy.
go every day to the best restaurants in Paris with our friends. With Marie, André, Eric, Françoise, the usual bunch.
All of them still paired off?
Absolutely.
How do you manage? Don't you feel out of place?
I keep changing. Just as they begin to accept my latest conquest, I turn up with a new one.
It's very exciting. Maybe a little exhausting.
It's the only way I can prove to myself that you're irreplaceable. Do you use the same system? And how about you? Still growing grapefruit?
No. I remembered I had studied, and I moved to Jerusalem to finish and get my law degree.
That would have been a good time to come back to me.
Yes, and admit failure. I still have some pride left.
Which I always respected. Right.
You're such a hypocrite. Do you remember how you used to describe my enthusiasm? The false aims of a false conscience. Et mes études? Anyway, here I've got my degree and I survive.
The question is how?
Like everybody else in this country. With passion. Passions. You still haven't told me how long you're staying.
As long as it takes to solve your problems.
What problems, Victor? I don't have any problems to solve. Honestly.
That's strange. However, found your voice didn't sound so bright, so sure. On the contrary.
Emotion. After all this time, hearing your voice, I just called you up to say hello. You're the one who said to me, I will be on the next plane. Wait for me at the...
Misunderstanding, then. I thought you needed me, not the other way around.
Which is impossible.
It isn't, but you never know that.
I'm so glad to see you. Glad to spend some time with you.
Say it then.
I just said it.
Okay, now, what's our program?
You should see Israel. You've never been to Jerusalem, have you?
No. No, the Bahamas.
Do you prefer that?
Jerusalem is where you are.
Beautiful, isn't it? It's really the unique city. It has this serene feeling to me. Even though so much has happened here, it still feels serene. Welcoming. Maybe we just want to see it that way.
Self-exaltation. Group therapy. And where is the Wailing Wall?
It's over there. They're praying. The men are on the left, the women are over there on the right. In front of us is the Mount of Olives. There's the Mosque of Omar and Golgotha, and see that road? Goes right into the Dead Sea.
And you? Where do you live?
Me? It isn't considered a holy place quite yet, Victor.
What are you doing? You're hungry?
No. No, it was hot.
Frozen. You're sweating. Don't stay here, you will catch a cold.
I'm desperate, Victor. I'm pregnant.
Already?
45 days.
You're still in time.
To do what? Have an abortion.
To catch the next plane back to Paris. Then we will see.
Hi, Daphne. Is the professor in yet?
Yeah, he came early this morning.
No.
Oh, excuse me.
Oh, come in, Mrs. Kaufman.
No, I need to talk to you. It's personal. I'll come back later.
I have a case for you. Here it is. A request for you to defend.
Is this another court assignment from the district attorney?
No. A client. He has asked specifically for you. An Arab. But he can pay.
Excuse me.
With a bit of luck, you should be all right. He is in prison, which is already to your advantage. You can't make it worse.
Anna!
Amnon! Hi!
Coming to give yourself up?
Should I?
You'll be company for me then.
Nice. What are you doing here? Are you working here?
3 days a week. Boils, bleeding gums, contusions, ingrowing toenails. Aesthetic surgery, in other words. So what about you? What are you doing here?
Well, actually, I have to meet a client, but I don't know the procedure. What should I do? Should I get on that line?
Not on your life. Come with me.
Lawyer Kaufman.
Yes?
Mrs. Kaufman?
Yes.
Come in, please. This is Lawyer Kaufman. He's your interpreter.
Oh, good. How do you do?
Here's your client.
I thought they expelled him.
They did, but he crossed the border again. At least that's a charge. Anyway, when you need me, I'll be standing over there by the door.
Thank you.
لأنه بحييها وبشكرها إن قبلت تدافع عني.
He says that he greets you, and he thanks you for having accepted his defense.
Oh, I returned his greeting, but I haven't accepted anything. He's going to have to find himself another lawyer, I'm afraid. I'm sorry.
ولأنه هون في مبلغ $2000 على حسابها وتحت تصرفها.
There's $2,000 at your disposal.
$2,000.
They confiscated it when they caught him. That's the receipt.
اسألها إذا المبلغ بكفيها.
He wants to know if that's enough for you.
Yes. Oh, yes. It's enough. But I can't. I have to leave the country.
وأنت لازم تسافر.
When?
Oh, soon. The next few days.
المحكمة بعد بكرة.
He says the trial is the day after tomorrow.
Well, there you are. Not even enough time to prepare a decent defense.
ولأن كل ما يتعلق بالقضية مكتوب هون بالتفصيل.
He says it's all written in there.
Wait a minute. He answers before you have a chance to translate.
Apparently he understands.
Then why doesn't he speak to me directly? What is this nonsense?
ولأنه هي اللي طلبت مترجم.
He says you were the one who asked for an interpreter.
Yes, well, of course I did. I mean, usually if you have... What does he want from me? He understands the language. His defense is ready. Why doesn't he just present it himself?
Because they would not listen to me. On the contrary, they would not hear me.
They see you, however, and often.
Hello.
Hello.
Your papers, please. I want to see your license. What about the trunk?
It's open.
Check the trunk.
You use shalom all the time?
Yes, it means peace.
Where are you going?
Kufar Romaneh.
Where?
Kufar Romaneh. Must be around here someplace.
No.
What do you know?
That's what I mean. I've been policing the whole area for a year. There is no Kufar Romaneh around here.
Why don't you tell him about the Byzantine?
I will. Kufar Romaneh has been in existence since the 5th century.
Let me see. Maybe, but I was not on duty then. Kufar... 1 minute. Listen, maybe the village that used to be called Kufar Romaneh is now called Kfar Rimon.
Kfar Rimon.
Kfar Rimon, and it's over there. You'll find it.
So we were both right.
Uh-huh. Hey, but you better find an up-to-date map.
Shalom, man.
Shalom.
Tell me something. This client of yours, he doesn't play the flute by any chance, like the poet?
A shepherd's pipe, if anything. Why?
Oh, he sounds just as poetic. Are you sure you won't get involved?
The only involvement is money, Victor.
Ah, then I can compete. Will $3,000 do?
Think of my satisfaction earning my own money.
5,000.
I don't understand anything.
Hello? Hello there. What's your name? Ludowa, скажи даме свое имя.
Ludmila.
Ludmila. Is she your daughter?
My niece. She arrived from Russia a few months ago with the rest of the family.
And you? Have you lived here a long time?
In Kfar Rimon?
Yeah.
We built a place. Me, my husband, and the other families. We all live here now.
Excuse me, Hannah. I have to buy some cigarettes.
Straight ahead, the end of the road.
Thanks.
And what about the old village? Is there anything left of it?
Was there an old village?
Well, that's what I was told. I haven't seen any Arabs here.
We have a few in the countryside, not here. Why don't you come inside?
Oh.
Please, please, come in, please.
Oh. It must be wonderful to have built your own home.
Yes, and it took a lot of hard work, too. Please come in. Please make yourself at home.
Hello.
Hello. I'll fix you a cup of tea.
Oh, no, thank you. It's late. Victor's waiting.
Is he your husband?
Yes.
I'll go to call him.
Oh, no. It's late. We have to go back to Jerusalem.
But you just arrived?
Yes, I know. It's a quick visit. We're typical tourists.
We get some tourists here every day. We have a kind of museum
An old house they all want to see at the end of the road.
Really? Well, we should go visit that. Thank you.
Shalom.
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 Suppose this is the house. Then what?
Then there is one hell of a trial.
It is free. A long one?
Oh, I don't know. That depends. Why?
Nothing. I was just thinking about the possibility of you having your baby in court.
Ah, very funny.
Above your head, ceramic tiles, you see an Arabic inscription running above the niche or apse, as we call it, which is therefore later than the Byzantine floor that you see here, giving us some very beautiful design, including the rooster. Now back to the inscription over the niche. Word still legible reads from right to left. I shall adore, you will adore, I adore.
What does that mean?
I don't know.
Back
Riddle,
to that
twist.
mosaic floor,
Shalom.
the characteristics of the Byzantine
Shall adore,
period,
adore,
most
you will
reflected
adore,
to
I
find
adore you.
floors of
Really, do be quiet. It's impossible to follow.
All right. Positively Byzantine.
We are standing here on the ground floor of the Arab house. Naturally above us are the sleeping quarters. You could call it harem.
I can't think of a better way to
But
spend
now
our
getting
time.
to the open courtyard that is leading us toward the storage room.
I have to work.
People living here, the Arabs living here,
have to
would
go
keep
upstairs.
in the big jars, stored.
I will wait for you in the harem.
Olives, whatever needed.
For an orgy?
By the way, also wood. Don't forget, please. It's very chilly, very cold here in the wintertime. Besides, Arab women eat every day to bake her bread that we and that pita must be baked really every day. Soon enough, we'll move now to the second floor where we will be dealing with the different subjects. Please follow me. Here, as the location for the wife or wives, and this place is really well protected. The bar. On the same floor, you find the kitchen with the oven. Please remember that we are living here with a large family. The Arab family may have, the closest family members, may have as many as 20 people, including children. And then you will
Uncle Romani. Uncle Romani. Uncle Romani. Uncle Romani. In any event, I insist, as a preliminary measure, that no possible confusion be allowed between these criminal proceedings for repeated clandestine immigration and the specious requests of the defense for the recognition of a hypothetical and highly improbable ownership of property. I finished, Your Honor.
East Berlin?
No, first came Beirut, then East Berlin, West Berlin, London.
It was on the same passport.
Yes, the fake one.
There's never been one legal thing in your life.
I am improving. Is anyone more legal than a defendant?
Yes. Somebody legally found guilty.
Or innocent? Wouldn't that be even better?
I'm going to approach the case from an entirely different angle.
Counsel, we are waiting for you.
Yes. Beg your pardon, I'm coming.
Did you hear the district attorney's objection?
Yes, I did. But it's unacceptable. The ownership of the house is the cause and motive of the clandestine immigration. It's not as if I entered an apartment secretly. It's as if I went in, after having rung the bell, to collect my handbag.
All right. Let's talk about the bell.
Bells, plural. The defendant rang any number of them.
As he was slipping across the border?
Before. Over a period of 5 years, the defendant sent 5 letters to the Ministry of the Interior, 5 to the Foreign Ministry, and 3 to the Ministry of Education and Culture, all of them registered. These are the receipts. To request an entry visa into Israel and recognition of the ownership of the house in Kufa Romane, Kfar Rimon, as it's now called. He never even received an answer.
Oh, excuse me. Is this courtroom number 3?
I don't know. Read the sign.
They're all in Hebrew.
Of course. But I'm French, Catholic.
Protestant, German.
Oh. Lawyer?
Journalist. I was told there was an important case going on here.
It's not here, then. Who told you about it?
This friend of mine, she's handling the defense.
And a public relation. Hannah?
Hannah Kaufman. You know her?
Yes, she's here. In fact, they just started and I have to rush. So, would you mind giving her that ticket for me? The plane leaves at 6 p.m. But the ticket is valid for 1 year.
After all his attempts by letter had failed, the defendant decides to try in person. He gets himself included in a charter flight organized by the Jewish community in London.
And they accepted him? Impossible.
Under a false name.
Jewish, I hope. Always strictly in order, our friend Selim.
Always trying to be. The minute he arrived in Tel Aviv, he reported to the airport police. He declared his real identity and the true purpose of his trip. He is treated like a madman, a fanatic, and sent straight back to London on the same BEA plane. From London, they sent him back once more to the same refugee camp in Beirut.
The police decision seems reasonable to me.
We might as well surround our whole country with barbed wire.
Unfortunately, the barbed wire is already there. Would you be in favor of abolishing passports?
No. But they should be granted to those entitled to them. And he was born here.
The defendant is not a citizen of this country. He is not a citizen of any country. We don't even know who he is, really.
Maybe he doesn't exist at all.
TWA flight number 803 to Paris. The last passenger is requested to proceed immediately to exit gate number 10 in the departure hall. Thank you.
Sorry, excuse me, they're calling my name.
Are you Mrs. Cochran? You get right up.
I nearly missed.
I nearly missed you.
Be the same.
You're always so pessimistic.
And you always late.
I know you'll wait. That's my only real security.
Keeping me waiting.
Yes. Please. Just a little more time, not much.
If it's okay with TWA.
You want them to decide?
About the departure.
But I'm not coming, Victor.
No.
No. You know I can't walk out on this case.
But you could have done in one day and made all of us happy. Me, the prosecutors, the judges, all of us.
Except the defendant.
Ah, oui. And you really want me to believe that is the reason you're so worked up?
Yes.
Aren't you going on board?
No, I'm not leaving.
Well, you could have told us before.
If you think this is easy, I'm sorry. Victor! Victor! I'm so sorry.
Oui. Bon, ben, au revoir.
Au revoir.
By the way, have you decided for the baby?
Yes.
Would you marry the father?
I'm already married to you.
That's true. We could get a divorce.
Is it really necessary?
Not for me.
We have a full house. My impression is that this trial is becoming like the skin of a drum. The more one tightens it, the more noise it makes.
And you, counsel, what do you think?
Me? I don't know. That isn't the way it looks to me. The prosecutor is always in a hurry to get to the sentencing. It's understandable.
This isn't a commonplace trial.
It isn't. I don't have your experience.
I was speaking of the political aspect.
For a poor young man who wants to go home?
There are 2 million more behind him.
The defendant has arrived, Your Honor.
On alone?
Well, yes, with the guard.
How good, with the right there.
Your Honor, these are the original deed of purchase dated July 13th, 1876, and blueprints of various changes made. Tax receipts, certificates from archaeologists and art historians from all over Europe, scholarly articles which explain
Pity
exactly...
there isn't any trace of this in the land survey maps or in the census.
The survey maps and census were redone after the owners had been transferred to a refugee camp.
They were rescued from the war.
But with one rescue and another, they ended up in Lebanon, where they were massacred.
Bravo. These are the arguments used by our enemies.
Have you ever read Tacitus?
Yes, probably. When I was at school.
A great historian. Not impartial, but he had the gift of synthesis.
Fuck Tacitus.
All stand the court.
Hello?
Hello, Kaufman.
Yes?
You go for Arab, eh?
Who is this? Who is this? What do you want? Hello?
You go for Arabs, huh? Or aren't you ashamed of yourself? But watch out. We know your address. You understand what I mean?
Bastards. Cowards.
I've been trying to telephone you all morning. Am I disturbing?
No, not at all. I'm so glad to see you.
Good. You'll see we'll end by falling in love. We'll get married, have lots of children.
One is on its way.
Are you alone?
Yes. Shouldn't I be?
When you take the phone off the hook, it means you've got company.
Me and my headache.
Again? Sorry.
It's better.
Thanks to these.
Yes. I'll fix you some coffee.
Iced, please.
I'll cool it off.
Watch out for pills, Hannah. And cigarettes also. I've read some upsetting statistics.
About what?
About the effect on mothers and mongoloid babies.
What about fathers like you? Any statistics?
It's not worth it. There's only a few of us left.
You are the exception. It's not really iced.
I came to tell you, there's no session today. Trial has been postponed. A moment's reflection.
Are you afraid?
We're concerned.
And you're right to be.
Yes, I understand. How many did you say? Bombs or grenades? Casualties? Any wounded? Yes, I understand. Very good. All right, then. I'll see you later. Okay. But what about the terrorists? Yeah. Okay, fine. May I use the telephone again, Professor?
Help yourself. This whole day has been dedicated to chatter. It's a few bumps thrown in for good measure.
No casualties, luckily.
There are always casualties, one way or another.
It's just the right atmosphere to intimidate me. It's perfect.
Do you feel very important, Miss Kaufman?
Me? No, not really. No, I don't think so.
All the same, you have become pretty famous.
Yes, I understand.
You will have many clients and you probably make a lot of money. Isn't that enough for you?
Yes.
I'm waiting for the sentence.
All right, fine.
Does the defense have any likelihood of success?
None whatsoever, at most extenuating circumstances.
Told you so.
Well, why are you so concerned then? I don't understand the problem.
Too much noise. That could do more harm than the bombs. There might be a solution.
A quick one, I hope.
That all depends on Miss Kaufman. What are you hoping to obtain from this trial?
The recognition of my client's rights.
Practically speaking, the house and a passport. It could be arranged.
I was just told the opposite.
Well, I'm not talking about a trial, which in any event will have to be concluded.
That's a matter of hours if the defense agrees.
Let's assume that. What about a sentence?
The minimum sentence is 8 months.
All right, let's suppose that. In the meantime, the defendant becomes a citizen of another country. South Africa, for example. I have an excellent personal contact with the ambassador. The defendant is fairly light-skinned, I believe.
Fairly light-skinned, and his eyes are almost blue.
And if he could become a South African citizen with a proper passport and a recognized citizenship, he can regain legal possession of the property if he can prove that it belongs to him. What do you say to that?
That seems a little complicated to me. I'm sorry to say it's, comical.
Miss Kaufman prefers tragedy.
No.
Really? What do you want? What is your alternative? Give citizenship to anyone who asks for it?
No.
Make us live as a minority in a sea of Arabs?
No.
Cram us in a new ghetto?
No, I never said that.
Listen, Hannah. For over 2,000 years, we have been separated, deported, massacred. You know that. But it's not a bad idea to recall it. Your family also had its share in the Holocaust. And now that we have a country, an identity, we must defend it.
By refusing the same thing to others, Professor.
Yes. If it's necessary. Yes.
Hannah's views of politics are a bit romantic, abstract, impassioned.
Naive.
Let's say idealistic.
It seems to me we are all more or less in agreement.
What do I have to do in return?
Conclude the trial. At once. Tomorrow.
What guarantees do I have?
Professor Leventhal, District Attorney, myself.
ונאמר ויאמר אברהם את יצחק בנו בן שונתנים כאשר ציוותו אלוהים מודולו למגיתו גילם חזו מודולו למגיתו גילם חזו דוד בן יהושע זה הקטן גדול יהיה כשם שנכנס מלאכות כל הברית כן ייכנס לדרך ופלמסים טובים אמן סימן טוב מזל טוב מזל טוב סימן טוב סימן טוב ומזל טוב ומזל טוב וסימן טוב
What are you doing?
I'm playing. At being the father.
Aren't you pleased with little Herzog?
Little Kaufman, according to the register.
The time being. I'm just so glad that he
What do you mean for the time being? Listen, you can't say I haven't been patient.
No, Joshua. I didn't say that.
Well, I'm not anymore.
Joshua, please, let's talk about it another time.
Now.
Please, Joshua.
I'm sorry. I didn't mean it. It's my survival instinct.
It's never been in better shape. Are you coming?
No, I'm leaving. I came for a ceremony, not for a party.
Just stay for 10 minutes. I want you to meet my friends.
And how are you going to introduce me? In what role? Goodbye, Hannah.
When will we see each other again?
Soon. I'll come by to see my son.
Take off that horrible raincoat this minute. and don't try using the rain as an excuse. It's not raining here.
But it is outside.
Then don't go outside.
And who'll take care of my patients? I'll come another time, I promise. Not good for the baby.
When will you come?
Next Friday, I'm free. Is that a good day for you?
Fine. Friday evening. For supper?
There's one other thing. It's not exactly cheerful, but if I don't tell you now, I'll spoil my weekend.
Well, come on. Out with it. I'm prepared for the worst.
A client of yours in prison. You remember him?
Yes, of course I do. I saw him 2 months ago.
He's dying.
What? What happened to him?
For 2 weeks now, he's refused to eat.
Why? I don't understand.
Nor do I. He asked me to tell you, but the baby was coming.
What does he want this time? His 8 months aren't even up yet. How is he?
I told you. He's dying. Every day the same thing. He's taken back to his cell at round about the same hour. There's nothing else to be done. And it's all he wants.
He wants to die.
As if he wanted to spite someone.
You people are kind enough to help him.
What else can we do?
You could send him to a hospital, for example.
I know. We will force feed him.
If a man wants to die, force feeding helps the stomach, but not the head.
The regulations don't mention euthanasia, Doctor.
Or guilt complexes,
Whose? Yours?
Mine, his, ours.
Actually, he was only sentenced to 8 months. He's done 6 already. Why don't you apply for parole? He seems to be a special case. With the help of someone with influence, would be a relief for us as well.
Really?
Of course. A hunger strike sets a bad example.
And it's not such a sacrifice in this place.
Take my advice. Try it. Apply for parole.
I go back.
Here. How do you feel?
We could lower the seat back for him?
Yes.
Somehow?
I know.
Yves? Already he's gained back a couple of pounds. Looks better, don't you think?
Gorgeous. Brimming with gratitude.
Here's his diet for the first week, and he must stick to it. Nothing less, nothing more.
Right.
And where are you taking him now?
To my house. By law, somebody has to answer for him, and I couldn't find anyone else.
I see. You know what day this is?
Friday. Supper tonight. Well, come. No, come anyway.
Some other time. Pratrach. Some other time.
How do you feel?
Hungry.
Did your best.
I was hungry before too. Have you ever been in prison?
No. Is there something wrong with that?
It's something you should experience before you say 8 months pass quickly.
You know there was no other solution.
What about this one?
This isn't a solution. This is the result of blackmail. Playing on other people's feelings, violating their freedom. It's emotional rape.
Did words. As for the rape, I had a better solution.
Now what we are going to do?
Nothing. Turn off the light and leave.
Isn't he going to eat anything?
Yes, tomorrow. Here, it's all written down.
Maybe he should be undressed.
He ought to be bathed. Is that David?
Oh, he's by himself. I'll go.
You take care of this one.
Good morning, Mr. District Attorney. He's grown, hasn't he?
Spying.
It's very cozy in there. If I were you, I would not have my son going around with a terrorist for a babysitter.
That's a charming way to say hello. Trying to terrify me.
That's what I've always been convinced of right from the beginning.
Too bad you couldn't prove it.
Too bad you were there to defend him.
What does that mean?
In some cases, one tries to be a bit more understanding.
Don't hunt for excuses, Joshua.
Hannah is there.
Joshua.
Is he going to stay for dinner?
No.
Why don't you stay? She's making shakshuka.
Just a glass of water, please.
I'll get you some from the icebox. Here it is. Ice cold.
Thanks. It wouldn't be the first time they used a baby carriage for bombs.
Don't talk nonsense. It isn't funny.
You must be crazy, Hannah. Or phony.
Crazy.
I prefer crazy. Listen to me for a moment. Let's try to think reasonably, rationally. A man crosses the border, risking his own life. In the same place, on the same day, and at the same time as a band of terrorists. What is he, a tourist? Act 1. Act 2. He comes back, he tries again. But this time, he has a pack of documents and $2,000. Why didn't he bring them the first time?
I asked him that. He didn't dare. He was afraid they'd confiscate everything.
No. He didn't bring them the first time because he didn't need them. The objective was a bombing, not a trial.
And the second time?
The same. But now that he knows you, he realizes how he can use you. So, he changes his strategy.
If that's true, then you also contributed.
If I had my way, he'd still be in prison, dreaming of South Africa.
No. He'd be in a cemetery.
Act 3. Melodrama. How did you find out about his hunger strike?
Totally by chance. Amnon, the prison doctor, told me the day of the circumcision.
By chance?
No. Salim told him to tell me.
Isn't that enough for you?
Here we are. He's hungry, little Omar.
Hi.
I thought my son's name was David.
He thinks it's funny to call him that.
I'm going to the garage. If I am invited to dinner, call me.
Your mother does not know how fragile we are. And what a dangerous game she's playing.
I'll take a few of those.
Your purse, please. Go.
You would like some nice sesame bread? It is hot.
Yeah, I'll take 2.
2?
1.
I give you 3 for the price of 2.
I just want 1.
3 for the price of 2.
Come and see. We lived here for years, all of us. A family of 12. Then my father died and we were less cramped. Why don't you come in? Afraid of rats? My mother could never get used to it. She was afraid of typhus and plague. She died in a bombing. But that was in another camp in Beirut. Well, it's getting late. Shall we go back?
I'm responsible for you. I haven't spoken to you for 3 days, and you're acting like we came out here together.
That's no reason for not giving me a ride.
And you're not asking me what I'm doing here? 40 kilometers from Jerusalem in an abandoned refugee camp?
What are you doing here?
Fuck you, Salim. What about you? Why have you come back here?
So that you would follow me. Now you know what the place was like. After all, you never can tell. Where did you leave the car?
I have been following you for 3 days. I've been spying on you. I've been checking up on you. Didn't you notice?
Yes, I noticed.
How?
From your perfume.
I don't wear perfume.
Must be the contrast. You really smell like perfume.
Please, Salim, don't joke with me. This is humiliating. Suspicion is awful. I feel guilty.
It does good sometimes.
You're not angry at me?
No. What for?
For following you. Why don't I believe you?
Because you are distrustful.
What about you?
Maybe. Hannah.
Arriving or leaving, Mr. District Attorney? Cup of coffee, please. Okay. Drop of milk? Black. Thank you. Monsieur Bonnet?
No, I didn't see you. How did you?
Can I help
No,
you?
no, no, no.
My car's over there. We've got to walk the long way around. I don't know where to begin.
Begin at the end.
True. Might as well forget about pride, dignity, and all that.
Yes, yes. Now, what do you want me to do?
Just to be the husband, which you are.
In a very formal way.
Well, you still have rights. And that could create complications for her.
Such as?
The baby?
Your son.
Legally, you are the father.
That's what I love about law. You don't mind? Me being the father?
I prefer you to that other one.
Thank you. On the phone, you mentioned the lawsuit?
Yes. To force Hannah to choose him or the child. And the husband is the only one who can sue.
But suppose I win. Then what do I do with the baby?
You can't possibly win. She has got to give way first. All you have to do is threaten her. She will thank us in the end.
And at the beginning, what is there between them? Just cohabitation?
I don't know. I don't want to know. What interests me is my son.
Fair enough. But for me, I'm sorry. The child is irrelevant. What interests me is Hannah. If there is a possibility of getting her back...
Hannah interests me too. I also will try to get her back.
She lives up there.
She's doing very well.
As a lawyer, yes, she's doing very well.
Something wrong?
No, nothing. I'll follow you up. Yes? Another one?
Victor!
I'll catch it on TV. At what time?
What are you two up to?
You know, business.
What sort?
It's a sentimental business.
Well, well, well. Two minds with but a single thought. Did you just run into each other by chance?
You know that chance doesn't exist.
Daphna? Daphna, set the table for two more people. Hospitality is sacred. Salim? This is Victor.
Marie.
My husband.
How do you do?
Yes, I've mentioned him to
I
you.
think we've seen each other before.
In court.
Join the club.
I'm the defendant.
Sit down, everybody. I'm going to go see my son.
I'd like to see him too.
Didn't you get the snapshot?
Yes, but you took up the whole picture. You looked ravishing.
Looks like me, doesn't he?
Let's hope so. I always prefer the mothers.
But you plot with the fathers. What are you and Joshua up to?
He was the one who called me this time. He said you were in trouble, that you had to be rescued. I caught the first plane.
He's crazy. He won't leave me alone. He's smothering me.
He's the father of your son.
Listen to me once and for all. The baby was an accident. We didn't want it. We didn't plan on it. It never would have occurred to me to have a child of his. He's the father because I was weak. I was lonely.
But he's still the father.
Such a big fuss over a few drops of sperm. Maybe it has nothing to do with it. This is my son. It's Salim that he can't accept.
Do you love him?
We get along well together. In spite of, you can imagine, the gossip and the rumors and anonymous phone calls and all of that.
You're happy, in other words.
I'm freer than before.
You want us to get a divorce?
Do you want one?
I don't have to get married.
Neither do I.
Then everything's clear. Let's see it.
Everything is ready. I'm going now. I'll be back at 5.
Good, don't be late.
Is he sleeping?
Victor?
Yes, like an angel.
Joshua.
Let me see.
Excuse me.
By the way, I visited your house. Interesting. Entertaining.
Yes, it saw some fun in its day.
And the riddle, the inscription above the mosaic.
I shall adore, you adore.
Yes. What does it mean?
The complete riddle is, I shall adore not that which you adore, nor will you adore that which I adore. You have your religion, I mine.
Is that from the Bible?
The Quran, verses from the first period, Mecca period.
Sorry, the news.
We interrupt our regular programming with this special report. A high explosive bomb went off in a crowded bus at 9:30 this morning as it stopped to pick up passengers in Kfar Rimon in the north of the country. Several passengers were wounded, with 3 of them listed in critical condition in Haifa's Rambam Hospital.
Where were you this morning? What time did he go out?
Early with me.
Then?
I don't know. I came back here at 1, and he was here.
Daphna?
She's out. She's gone.
I came back at 12:30.
Following the explosion threatened to complicate rescue efforts.
Farimon is 1 hour from here.
Shortly after the first security forces quickly got the blaze extinguished.
Hello? Herzog speaking. I want you to send a squad for an arrest. A terrorist. Selim Bakri, native of Farimon.
Did you have anything to do with it?
What can I say? The decision is already made.
Stop! Right there.
Joshua!
Don't move.
Roadblocks and large-scale search procedures have been instituted throughout the north, but so far no suspects have been arrested. Terrorist action is strongly
Yes, I'm still here.
but none of the terrorist organizations
35 Hamelek Street.
attack on the bus.
I will wait for you.
And I was asking around what's going on, what happened. Somebody said maybe terrorists or something.
We'll be back with more special reports just as soon as more information becomes available.
Little Omar does not like goodbyes. See if you can comfort him. I believe it's better to go. Better for me, of course. I don't believe there is any other solution. I'll be seeing you.
I think it's better this way.
Why are you still here? For the baby? Now take him. Get out. Both of you. Go on. Get out.
What are you going to do with that?
Get out. Take your baby.
Alone at last.
You better go too, Victor.
Okay. We'll meet later.
I want a divorce.
Now you want it? Why?
Because Kaufman, Herzog, Bonet, I don't know who I am anymore.
Bonnet, that's it. Fascinating solution after all. No?
No.
I understand. Bon ben, j'ai peut-être le temps d'attraper un avion.